All right, guys, thanks so much. Yeah, we're happy to have Tryp Therapeutics back with us on the show once again this afternoon. The pharmaceutical company who is focused on developing psilocybin-based compounds for diseases and unmet medical problems in the mental health space. CEO and chairman Greg McKee back on the show once again. Great to see you, Greg. So great to have you back on the show. Tell us about the latest developments here for Tryp. Two, not one, but two new investigational drug filings for the company.
Yes, well, thanks so much for having me back on the show. Really appreciate it. Two big developments for us as we've been getting ready to initiate our clinical trial. So as you mentioned, we just filed our second investigational new drug application, or IND is called in the space, for fibromyalgia through our partnership with the University of Michigan. The first was with the University of Florida, with Jennifer Miller's lab, which we filed last month, and we're just navigating through the last little steps with the Food and Drug Administration. And both those studies, we anticipate being in a position to start dosing patients here just right around the corner. So we're pretty excited about those developments at the company.
So two new filings. In addition to that, we have two new phase 2 studies to talk about as well. Tell us a little bit about these studies and where we are at. What stage is the company at?
Yeah, that's right. So we've got a total of 4 phase 2A clinical trials that we anticipate having teed up here shortly. The first 2 INDs are already been filed, as I mentioned. They're both open label trials. One's in the eating disorder space. The other one is in fibromyalgia. We're working with Dr. Dan Claw at the University of Michigan, who is the leading expert in fibromyalgia, which we're really excited about. And then we've got 2 additions. So that phase 2A study with Florida is an open label, 10-patient study, so relatively modest in terms of numbers of patients. But the exciting news is that we're going to likely have a readout from that trial at some point in the early part of 2022, so just right around the corner in the first or second quarter of next year, which we're really excited about. And then we've got the second trial in fibromyalgia. We've got 2 other clinical studies that are teed up with 2 additional academic collaborators, both of whom are based here in California. They're both part of the UC, University of California academic system, in 2 other chronic pain indications, including complex regional pain syndrome and phantom limb pain. So we're pretty excited because, compared to other companies in the psychedelic drug development space, we're going to have these 4 phase 2A clinical trials, which puts us in pretty rarefied air, on top of the fact that we're working in some therapeutic areas with patients that really not a lot of other companies are looking at this time.
And important data to come from these studies, obviously. We look forward to another update in the future when we do get some more data points from these. Let's talk about another development here, Greg, for the company, and that is a brand new website, totally revamped website, including more educational content in this space. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so of course, like getting the word out about what we're doing is obviously critical. We love this new website for 2 basic reasons. One, it just tells the story so much better than before. Honestly, being able to work off the website, being able to work off our new deck now is just such a privilege. It really gives our perspective, looking at everything from a patient's angle, right, and trying to solve these unmet medical needs. The website does a great job of that storytelling. And then, as you mentioned, there are a number of fantastic assets. So for those that really want to dive into the data, there's lots of data there. There's videos from people like Kevin Banke, who's our principal investigator in the fibromyalgia study. There's a lot of literature there, though, for those that want to go and dive deep into the publications. And we have a lot of other information, as well, that's readily accessible right there, at your fingertips on the keyboard at our website. So really happy about that additional development as well.
Tryp Therapeutics.com, guys, if anyone's looking for more information. TRYP therapeutics.com if you want to check out their website. The company also very, very close to dosing its first patient in these trials that we were talking about. What is to come? Greg, tell us what to expect as far as Tryp is concerned as we head into not only Q4, but next year as well.
Yes. So the exciting thing about having 4 phase 2A clinical studies, as well as working on a novel formulation and a novel route of administration for our secret sauce, as we call it, is that's going to generate lots of both short and medium term news flow. So each one of these clinical trials will have announcements about filing INDs, like we were talking about today. We'll be dosing our first patients, as you already mentioned, just right around the corner. And then we'll have these data readouts that will be happening over the next few quarters or so, as well as being in a position to disclose the specifics around our unique approach to using psilocybin. So pretty excited about what the news flow means and what that could mean for investors in our shares. We think it's a great time to get involved in the story right now.
TRYP is the ticker symbol here, listed on the CSE in Toronto. You can also check them out in the US, TRYPF on the OTC markets. Greg McKee, Chairman and CEO of Tryp Therapeutics. Always a pleasure, Greg. We look forward to another update.
Yeah, look forward to coming back again. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Tryp Therapeutics.